you and welcome. I'm gonna be going over how to music edit as well as sound edit MegaMan X4. It's gonna be fun, 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 fun. But yeah, to start things off, you're gonna need my editor called the Man X4 editor. It's we're not really gonna be using the editor part of it. We just need a couple of tools that are built into it. But yeah, get it, download it. It's made by me if it isn't already obvious enough. You're also going to need this tool called JPSX decoder. Go over to releases and this GitHub repro, hit download. Just download it there. You're also going to need this other tool called mkpsxiso. There's no GUI for this tool, so you're going to be using command line or more specifically Windows bash files to do all the work. And again, in the GitHub repro for this program, go into releases, go to latest, select the Windows version, save. For this tool in particular, you also need to get the there's going to be a couple of things included with this. Get the bin folder, go to mkpsxiso.exe, and grab this. Now, unless you want to have it defined in your environment variable, so that whenever you type in mkpsxiso, this pops up regardless of which directory you're in. Add it to your environment variables, or do what we're doing here and just put it in the same folder as your game files. The last tool you're going to need is the PS1's SDK. It's in particular the tools and stuff. We are not really interested in the C libraries and stuff. But yeah, over here, grab this file. Labeled psyq_sdk.zip. I'm not going to grab it again because it's 140 megabytes. That would take forever for me to download. But yeah, let's extract the JPSX decoder. If we open it up, we can see that we can see this this menu here. What we want to do is we want to select a PS1 disk image. So go to where you have your MegaMan. Go in the folder. Gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here where I have MegaMan X4. It should find all the files and stuff. And yeah, we can see all the game files. In particular, we're interested in the .exe files. This basically contains all the music data, and certain sound effects are also in here. So like if I go to here.
Okay, I'll do it.
You could hear one of I think Iris has a chance of saying that right before the fight with Zero. And if we go into here and we click this button over here, that was kind of loud, at least on my end, but that was the stage select music. But yeah, essentially what we want to do here is we want to select the individual channels and extract them as .wave. If you're not going to be including any already existing tracks in your .exe file, then you actually don't need to do any of this. But just in case you want to keep certain particular songs, yeah, you would have to do this. So yeah, save all selected. Hit start. It's going to extract the .exe channels, which are what each of these individual songs are. They're just separate channels. And it's going to put them over here in this .exe folder. Now that that's out of the way, we can close that. I'm also assuming that you already know that the PS1 has a file system, and I'm assuming you already know how to extract all the files and stuff, like regularly, not that whole channel stuff. But yeah, now let's go to the PS1's SDK. Uh, there's going to be multiple folders, but going into the PSYQ folder, then go into bin, and then there's going to be a bunch of tools in here. Most of these actually don't work on modern day PCs. They'll only work if you use a program like DOSBox. But thankfully, the tools that we're going to be using all work on modern day Windows. So yeah, go to this MC32 tool. Select uh your the file, the song you want to convert into an exe file. So in this case, this song.wav file here. Click go, and you should see an exe file in the directory of your .wav file. So essentially, that's what we need to do to every single individual one of these .wav files, assuming we wanted to include them in our original, our new combined exe file. Right now, this is an XH file just containing one channel. But yeah, I'm gonna do this off camera, and if you're gonna replace every single song in a particular file, you wouldn't need to do any of this. You could just do what I'm doing here and just convert your own songs. But yeah, I will be back. All right, finally. Took longer than I wanted it to, but well, it didn't really take long. It's just tedious. But yeah, I have all the individual songs as exe files and not .wav files. Also, doing this shouldn't lose any quality or anything, in case you're worried about that. But yeah, now what we need to do next before we combine all of these files into one exe file is we need to get the length of this exe file, but not simply like length of the file or anything like that. We need to get its file size in sectors. Normally in like file systems and stuff, you don't go to specific byte offsets on the hard drive or whatever it is, whatever form of storage it is. Usually you go to sectors, which are basically like sections of the storage data, the disk, hard drive, SSD, whatever it is. So I need to get this this file size in sectors. Normally you would divide the file size by 800 bytes, but in this case exe files and STR files are special. We actually need to do it by 912 bytes. Okay, that gives us 829 hex. So let's store that for later so that we don't forget that. Now open my my editor. Go into tools. Go into game settings. Select the executable, which is that that slus whatever file. Go into song length settings. The file we're replacing is file ID 1 and it's channel 0. So you see how we have this 829 here? We need to put that over here. 829. And now we hit save as. Like our executable. Should be saved. Now let's go over back here into that MCR tool, and let's go into multi-channel. Make sure this is selected to 8. Now we're going to select every single one of those exe files that we just made. Select that one. And yes, the order you do this does matter. It does matter. So make sure you do it in the order the file names are listed in. So go into. Oh, right. It's in this JPSX folder. Right. Okay, so that was 2. It's free. Oh, wait. Speaking of order, I'm actually doing it in the wrong order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now make sure you check mark subheader. Otherwise, the data you get will basically be corrupted. Not sure why this is even an option. The PS1 needs the subheaders to know like what is what in the sound data. Like output. I'm actually gonna save this. I'm actually gonna replace my where is it? This file over here. Go. And there we go. We should have the final exe file. That's pretty much it for the music. Now let's talk about the sound effects. So the thing with the sound effects is that they're stored in these things called this file format called VAB, the official Sony Soundbank file format. We're gonna have to extract those from the game. So click this extract from VAB button. Go to your ARC folder and select everything because my tool is so smart and it can figure out everything on its own, kind of like what those AIs can do. Okay, not entirely, but but anyways. Now go to where you want to have your files extracted. I'm gonna extract them to this this VAB folder. Now that that's done, we have those extracted. Now let's get our sound data prepped. I already have my .wave file here. One important thing I should mention is that the next tool that we're going to be messing around with, the VAG edit tool, it will only work with .wave files that are specifically in mono. So make sure you only have one sound channel in that .wave file. Select .wave file in here. Go to sound.wave. Noise. Not sure if you heard that, but yeah, there's my sound effect. Now let's save it as a .vag file so that we can use it in the next tool. So many tools, so many things. Now let's go to the VAB tool. And let's open up our VAB file. In this situation, I actually think I know which sound file I want to edit. Also keep in mind some of these ARC files can have multiple VAB files in them. That's why you see this number at the very end. It's just to let you know that, oh, this is file ID 0, this is file ID 2. Very important that you make sure you know which sound file you're gonna be editing because we need that for later. Okay, so go to number 2 here. Let's go to view tones. I'm not a sound guy, but I think this is where you edit these instrument settings. So if you go over to here and hit play tone, click and hold, by the way. That's a sound effect you hear when X dies. That's one of his like wall jumping sound effects or something.
Time to get serious.
So yeah, there's all the individual sound effects. If you see here, here's the VAG ID, or which VAG file the instrument or whatever uses. In this case, it's 12. So I'm gonna go over here into view VAGs. It should be this one over here. Be mindful of the size because there's multiple VAB files that get loaded into memory. You don't need to worry about the part of the VAB file that sits in the CPU's memory, but you definitely need to worry about the part that sits in the SPU's memory, since it's only 512 kilobytes. So yeah, I'm gonna replace this VAG file over here with my own VAG file. And now if I go to view tones, the pitch was super duper off, super off. Let me increase the max node to, I think, like 83 might fix it. I think. I think I want to select 83 in here as well. Unfortunately, I'm not really a sound guy, so I can't really tell you what most of this stuff actually means.
Nice. Nice.
Noise. 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 But yeah, when you do finish making all your changes, click OK. And then save your file. Let's save it back to where we have all our game files. Have so many drives, so many freaking drives. Save. Or wait, save as. Let's go back into here in examples, and we should see this VAB file. But yeah, we have the new VAB file, but now we actually need to put it back into the game. Yeah, that's a very important step. Do not forget that. So yeah, click replace VAB file. Example. And oh, right. First, select the ARC file where that originally had your VAB file. So in this case, player 0, whatever. We're going to go to VAB file 2, or at least this is the ID. Click confirm. Select our VAB file, and everything should be saved correctly. Now, let's put everything back into the game, since that's, I know there's a few people that got confused by that, but I think my editor video, you see this program called mkpsxiso, there is no GUI, so if I try to double click on it, it's gonna pop up. You probably didn't see it, but Windows command prompt popped up, and it just immediately closed, since I didn't give it any arguments or anything. mkpsx. So, wait, what? So, you see, it's just gonna. You see, here's all the options and what you'll want to do and stuff. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna execute these bash files, and they're basically gonna tell mkpsxiso what to do. You also do need this XAML file so that mkpsxiso knows how to rebuild the game. Also, I gotta mention this, I did not make this tool. I have no idea what most of this stuff even means. I mean, this is just your basic XAML file, but I did not make this tool. I'll have this in the description for those who need this as a reference, but read his documentation. I did not make this tool. But yeah, first off, we're going to have to click this make LBA.BAT file, and it's going to make this C header file. Once we have that, go back to the editor, go to tools, go to fix PSX LBA, select the exe, which is this file over here. LBA.H should be fixed now. And now, then you can click on Disc.BAT. And it should make 2 files according based off of what the XAML was, based off of what was in the XAML, which is this file over here and this file over here. Now open up your preferred emulator, in my case PSX Redux. Go to where you have your new disk file, select it. If nothing went wrong, okay, things seem okay right now. I don't think I set up the pitch settings correctly with that sound effect, which is fine. We were just doing it for the sake of the example.
Big, strong gas, a big strong gas, a big strong gas. Bigger, strong gas, a big strong gas, a big strong gas. Big, strong gas, a big strong gas, a big strong gas. Big, strong gas, a big strong gas, a big strong gas.
Yeah, it's the Big Chungus theme. But yeah. Nah, it's just that simple. Now, if we want to actually like test out the new sound effect we made, we can go to Storm Owl stage. I think I replaced the XDEF sound effect. It might be kind of hard to hear because of the music playing. I'm actually going to temporarily disable the XA music. Wait, yeah, I think the pitch is too low, but it does work. It works. I guess I didn't pick the great sound effect for testing. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Mainly made this video because popular demand and kind of controversial opinion, I guess, but I definitely prefer music hacks over basic graphics hacks. Changing the sound effects in, well, I think pretty much ROM hacking in general is much more difficult than graphics or text editing. So yeah, I figured why not, and plus, music hacking in MegaMan X4 is pretty simple once you understand what you're doing. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Pog, you, check me out on Twitch and Twitter, and yeah, thanks for watching. Do all that good YouTube stuff. That good YouTube stuff. Haha.